everybody, and we are back with our FSL PUBG Mobile Ladies Open 2. And this is the grand final day. I am Sis Jenny. Together with me is Mochi.
Hi, and we are now back here. And yes, yesterday we have been able to witness all the greatness of our ladies here in the PUBG Mobile Open 2. And it seems like we already have our contenders for today's playoffs. And I guess we're about to see that just in a bit here. We can now dive right into the map of Erangel right now. And let's just have a rundown of who they are.
All right. So as per normal, we're gonna go through with a few of the things here. We've got Mata Ladies in hand, Four Strangers, Rage from Malaysia, Dreams from Indonesia, and then we've got of course Glimpse of Astra, AS, and remember S Femi from Malaysia. So they had two teams of representatives. So two of them make it. So Juicy, if I'm not wrong, is Mysterious. Mysterious. Is it Mysterious? Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, and also I see a lot of stuff that is about to unveil here because, to be honest, we have been able to, like what you said, we have been able to pinpoint these three, or rather these five teams that we have to look out for, considering that they've been able to establish their prowess yesterday. One of the, or rather, five of the most powerful teams here, like what you said, it's Mata Ladies, Rage and Lee Sassy, IHT Goddess, and as well as ADG Artemis here and Glimpse of Asteria. But now you're seeing a really good circle here at the top. But I mean, it's at the left hemisphere of this map. But so far, we already have a couple of teams here and heavy saturation at the hospital area and the bridge after that. So we're up for early engagements here.
Yeah, definitely early engagement for a few of these teams because I think they did their homework based on yesterday's game. So they definitely want to see what's up on the other side, especially teams from Group A and Group B. And definitely a big potential or a big threat coming from Group B. Although Group A has, I would say, sonority, which we were saying about IH goddesses from Mongolia. So I think they did a little bit of homework. They want to try and bring each other down, knowing that a few areas have been kind of shared upon two different spots, which was in Jogopol. So we did see two of them. Maybe they might just have that ladies' agreement for a moment, and before everything starts to crumble down. But over in Po Chinki, we are looking into four strangers from Philippines looting away, similarly to what we're looking into team number two, which is Astra Esports from Mongolia also. So basically today we've got two Mongolia representative, and then we've
Hmm.
got about I think we've got quite a number of Philippines. We've got three of them. Malaysia three, similar to Thai, and the only sole representative from Indonesia and also Thailand. So it's quite a good mix for today's match.
Yeah, but also we're all about the quality here, not just the quantity. So it's about to go down here later on since we have a lot of maths to work out here. And it's just the first one. So they can use this as like a primer and stuff, get a hold of things, familiarize themselves of what's the strategies of one another, or at least get their fingers going here in terms of the aims and stuff. But overall, like what you said, this is really a good matchup because considering that Mata Ladies is just the sole representative here for Thailand, that leaves a statement as well. Like imagine being just the sole representative, but you have been able to dominate all throughout the full series, and this is five maps to be exact. So that would be pretty interesting to see and really worth the bragging rights here for Thailand if ever that they will be able to win this whole series.
Yep, definitely. I mean, yesterday they had a back-to-back chicken dinner. I wonder if they can double it up today. Although the competition is a little bit tight, I think they would have like the threats coming from. We did see how Group A and Group B, both of them have potential teams. I mean, these are the best of the best amongst all of them that we saw yesterday. They came out successful, but uniquely right now, I'm seeing that Rich is still going for Novo, even though they saw the circle that hey, it's not gonna go anywhere near us. but they will choose to do that last minute rotation, and probably it will give them that benefit of farming from the outskirts. But also they got to be careful because similar things, I mean, a similar team decided to do this yesterday, and it did not turn out well for Roy. If you guys remembered, they did not make it today from Vietnam. So yeah, now looking into IC goddesses, I think they're very, very close with Luna. This is as Femi, Luna, and also IHC. So IHC decided to be in Primos and Luna as per normal. Yesterday also they chose in Quarry. So most of these teams are actually comfortable in their own drop areas. And over in areas like this, which you are looking into Kameshki and a little bit of the Stalba, there is an Indonesian representative together with another team that is on board around the areas also. So both of them have not rotated in because plus they are at the perimeters of the circle, no problem about that. But the place that they chose, I think it's pretty much worrying for me because it's totally at the edge, and when you want to go down, it's quite a distance into the next few compound houses. So yeah, speak of the devil, I'm seeing a bit of rotation coming from Grims.
And actually, I have to agree with what you said. Like, there are a lot of teams that they can actually meet, considering that they're at the top corner of this map. And it seems like they're already seeing each other here. It's going to be an encounter between Grims and the glimpse of Asira, potentially. But so far, I guess they're not actually committing to any fights as of the moment. But yeah, here we are seeing here IC Goddess. You have mentioned it earlier. I want to actually pinpoint that they really hold such great players, and they're all scarily self-sufficient, and they do really good in individual plays. But sometimes when there are some unfortunate circumstances, that there is a tendency that if ever they are with one another, there is a tendency, like what you said, of them being sandwiched, and as well as the fact that they're always prone to unfortunate circumstances. But at least it just screams that despite of those, they're still able to survive this much. They're able to put themselves here at the playoffs, and they're one of the teams who are able to accumulate a lot of experience, and now they're onto here being able to prove themselves further, considering that they're just back from the dead.
Yep. And definitely, I totally agree with you, Mochi, about IHC and Mikasa. It seems like she was the IGL. That was again some assumptions because flying bugger, but he landed. So again, they're choosing almost the same rotation. Yesterday, this is a similar circle that came out in our Group A circle. It ended near Gatka, and I feel that IHC is almost doing the same kind of rotation because they are heading from Primos and headed up towards the areas of Getka. But right now, if you can see, there is Meta already ready at the side of ruins. Now, that is a very
Mm,
good place to focus on because a whole lot of teams will use that road to go back and forth. And if they have a portion of Mount of Getka, that's even more fulfilling for any teams
yeah.
to take precedence on. And looking at ATG representative from Philippines already have took that secondary place, which not secondary but primary place. They took it as a vantage point, and I think they can take precedence out of it, at least getting information, and also why not to tap onto people.
Yeah, actually. And like what you said, that would just give them a lot more avenue and opportunities to actually think of what they should do next. Though I think that Mad Ladies, other than being methodical in such a way, they're able to actually establish how they will be able to conquer a specific team. They're
Mhm.
so coordinated whenever that they try to go for the pushes. And as well as the fact that ATG is one of those victims that they're actually being able to dominate on. Like yesterday, ATG is one of the teams that they're able to encounter one another. The showdowns are always there with Roy yesterday, right? But this
Mhm.
time I'm hoping that ATG would be able to stand up against them better, considering that they've been able to experience all the prowess. They might have already reviewed their stuff as well as the other teams. They've been able to watch our play from yesterday. They will be able to analyze some stuff about it and think of some stuff that they should do. But I just saw someone's vehicle exploded.
Yeah, they definitely have seen rotations coming from 2A, and this is a team from Philippines. So they are just lingering around the corners here just to look into where exactly they are going to hit in onto. So pressure fire have occurred. They managed to get one while doing that rotation extra as
Hmm.
no, it's not Philippines, it's actually Mongolia team. So Meta have already seen the rotation happening from Astra Esports, so they decided to tap on. But hey, I'm hearing replies back. This is not from the same team, but from the same country. Now
Ooh.
defending their rights. This is IHC. IHC goddesses, Mikasa's again with that on point shots. No recall at all. I'm seeing that from her. Sakura have assisted fire and
Wow.
immediately taken one into the pocket. Cosmos back to the lobby.
They've got all the advantage here because they're able to actually see all of the running members here at the Mata Ladies. They've got no choice but to accept all those flows, and now Mikasa is not stopping there. They're being supported with one another, and that is actually a good avenue for IC to actually shut them down early in this run. And now they've been able to secure one, like what this Jenny said, and so far it might be an opportunity for them to go for another, considering that they had the advantage here in terms of positioning, as well as the fact that they're well scattered and distributed here in this area, and they're able to see every single move that Mata Ladies has been able to do.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely a primary, premium sport for them to be in and get information. And plus, they kind of rotated away. That's a very good move from Meta ladies. They've gotten already a staple place, but because they have been spotted, they don't want to get pushed. So that discipline for them to move away. And you know what? The circle has shown itself. And apparently today we are playing over on the north side, and there's a lot of big spaces for them to cover. But guess what? IHC, they are being the domineering team up there in the mountain. They are stopping a whole lot of teams' rotation or disturbing a few teams. Now we are looking into Rage, a team from Malaysia who's doing a rotation. Everybody's going a bit crazy because of the tappings coming from the mountains.
Well, actually, I want to actually notice that Mayo is already down. So her health rather, like they were pinpointed by single team here, and might be another year on from Glimpse of Asteria. But so far, they're doing their rotations well. It's just that they're being able to suffer
Ooh!
just like this one. Okay, and she has been put down here, but one of the ladies here from Mata, and so far it seems like that is already an automatic -1 for range. But also, I would like to point out that I see Goddess earlier on. They're in a really good position once again, right? But the thing here is hopefully that that thing that happened from yesterday would be able to unveil itself again, or it wouldn't happen again, because once again they're in such a crowded space. They're already at the center of their circle and just in the upper grounds here at the mountains, but at the same time there is still a high risk for them for being sandwiched once again.
Uh-oh. And you know what? Surprise, surprise. Because Ashra is here all the same time with Rage, who decided to crash in. I think they are opening up. They know that there is a possible enemy to look upon it. But hey, they heard the sprays also. So Rage again, they have been they're not afraid to take on fights, even though they are currently caught in the center. Or let's just say that place is not pinnacle. It's pretty much low ground. They can only get information based in this compound, and it's not really a wonderful compound to talk about because you are being stacked upon a building after another building, and all of them are the same levels, but they are currently stuck because of the disturbance that was caused by IHC. And now
Oh.
suddenly Jogopol became a place of interest. A lot of teams was want to look into it, and yes, Rage is tanking a lot of damage coming from Astra, who has already flanked out. You can see the position of the ladies where they are. Mochi is already down. Oh, another one being tapped
Oh.
again. Now again, like I said, this is not the best place to be. You get gunned down, especially if teams decide to push. It's a GG affair, of course. You have to play with CQC, and all of them are caught into one building. So what they are trying to do? Oh no, that
Oh.
wasn't a smart move. She had to do something because she knows she's pretty much stuck in this building. They gotta get out. Your big tap over onto another side, but
Oh.
it's also assisted by ATG again. This place, everybody's just looking into it. Once you're inside, it's like hell. You can't get out.
That is so unfortunate here, but you can see how domineering these members from the side of Astra Esports are. Like they're able to actually form themselves as a trilogy, and they're really confident enough that they will be able to secure every single member here from the side of range, and they were successful in doing so. Like they got nowhere to go. Everyone's been shut down the moment that they tried to get out of that house, and
Mm.
in return, they were able to eliminate them entirely. Now we're already down to nine more teams. I mean, it's just the 16 minutes in this game, and we are seeing some teams here who are down for the safe route. The others are already securing some kill points, but at the same time, others are doing the late rotations. They want to keep themselves away from any potential encounters,
Huh.
especially if ever that we will be seeing these three scary teams, or rather four scary teams of ATG, Asteria, Mata, and IRC Goddess already being able to secure a really good position for themselves. So it's already up to them if ever they'll be able to conquer them despite of uh having the uncertainty of where they currently are, and also the odds of being disadvantageous in terms of position since they rotated early, like what you said from earlier.
Uh-huh. But I really like this. Looking into the circle, a lot of people or a lot of these teams decides to focus heavily into the areas of Jogopol. Again, this is compound areas, and compound fights are usually very difficult to handle with because you have to listen to each other's steps. You need to do a lot of TPP, and because of the current I would say shortcut. People would move and jump, and you can't hear the steps. So this is pretty tricky. But you look into IHC, they are still taking upon that high vantage point because they want to get information. They want to know where to go next. So this is really smart of them. Even though they know that hey, I'm not gonna get the next circle, but I want to get whatever information that I can. So probably circle is going towards the areas of Jogopol because it's a whole lot of teams predicting. But no, you know what? It's gonna shift away and it's going to go into shooting range. And IHD
Oh,
doing this advanced movement first. I'm not so sure which bridge they're gonna take because the only bridge that I'm seeing here is that heavily clustered. A whole lot of teams is there. Any cars were to pass by, you get sprays by a few teams that we're talking about here. That is
oh
ATG who
my.
can spray you down. 2A, GL, they can spray you down. So if you're gonna take the same route in, it's gonna be a GG.
And all I could say is that Force Changers and Grims are very lucky that the circle is really on favor for them. But also, we're gonna witness some gatekeeping here heavily on the bottom area of the circle, and that involves IHC, Guns of Asteria, and as well as another team from ESFM, which is Juicy. So it seems that they're already actually aware of each other's existence here. They're able to see those vehicles, trying to go for the fee fires, prohibit them from using another vehicle, but at the same time, it seems like they'll be able to face up against each other in close grounds. And we're about to see if ever who or which of these teams will be able to actually dominate one another, since these two teams are actually very, very lethal to one another.
Yep, definitely. And there you go. This is what I say about the sprays that is about to happen. But I think IHC made it and take it greatly because they plan it out. They know what to do. So they left one person at the back to eliminate one of the Mata ladies. Again, these two teams are a big threat, like what we kind of predicted yesterday when they meet, because both of them have almost the same firepower, have almost the same mindset. But Bam Bam
Oh,
getting from another angle, but that was a very good dodge. Managed to get away, not a single damage through IHD players. Now remember, we've got one player handicap. Basically, they have one down, so they are fighting for V3, but it's still quite early in their circle. Have they already have met each other? But I got a feeling they're gonna meet again in the last circle.
yeah, I have to agree. And also, though, Frozen is just going for the free fires as well. If ever she will be able to land some shots here from I to IHC Goddess, but no, they decided to disengage, and now it's already them being able to actually go into the inner circle of the map, which is nice. But also, IHC Goddess really disengage from one another. Like they're quite far from each other, so this might also be a double-edged sword. It is an opportunity for them to actually grasp more information, to scout for any more teams who's about to around and about the perimeter, but
Mm-hmm.
also not so good strategy considering that they're already uh, are they losing a single member? Okay, not yet, but still, it might be a way for them to lose some of those members, if you get what I mean. And also, though, it seems like little Yuka has been able to establish a really good position here at this rock, and I think she's already aware that there is already the glimpse of Steria around that corner.
Yep, just getting each other's information. Again, this circle, it's all closing into an open area. There's a bit of terrains for them to play with. Looking into as Femi, I think they picked a very good position. But what happened
Ooh,
here over IAC Sakura, I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe they had a great fall. Maybe got tapped by ATG. Not so sure what's going on. But yep, they got a circle, a portion of it. They got the hills, so they can play with the clips a little bit. I think ATG have already information about them. Yep, definitely it came from ATG that knockout. Mikasa's already know what's going to happen. She's probably thinking of other ways in or another way to get out. Yep, they're only left with one buggy currently to transport themselves or to make that possible rotation if the circle did not go into their
ooh,
direction. And there you go. Circle is in Mata's favor. So Mata reading and predicting the circle. Honestly, Mochi, this circle is so hard because you have a portion
yeah.
of that small little island, and then it's again open air, open land, and no man's land. How are they gonna fight it out? It's all about who's gonna get into each other first, and there's gonna be a whole lot of scrimmages later when all of these teams decide to stack with one another.
And other than that, even if they go into the circle this early, it would also be a problem for them to actually defend it. Like what you said, it is such an open area and it would just make you vulnerable in all directions possible. But also, other than that, it seems like there's already some eliminations happening here. It's going to be the Glimpse of Stera being able to eliminate one from another team. But Mano has
Woo!
already been taken down here by Ujay from a third party, and seems like we'll be seeing some additional encounters here. They're already well aware of their existence, but they haven't been able to pinpoint Rouge down. And now it is already time for them to actually push them forward, take advantage of the situation. But it's all up to them if ever they'll be able to do so. There might be a potential additional eliminations here on the side of is Femdo. So that is also going to be quite tricky considering that they're able to do some eliminations here, and that is actually a good play from Astra Esports.
Yeah, definitely a great play. Have really spotted out one another, but you've got to outsmart one another in order to get into this particular circle because it's definitely a downhill. Everybody needs to do proning. They need to keep their vehicles away from them in case people decides to spray and they get explosion. Blah blah blah. Things will happen. But here we go. We're looking into Astra, who has already seen a glimpse of Asteria over in the other corner. Similarly to what Mystic is having to go through right now, being spotted by Ira, trying to cover fire with the shots
Ooh.
there and getting that car exploded, but nothing is happening so far for 2A, but she's going to smoke it out because her members are currently down, and it's not pretty smart for them to have a member there because Nika, right after she came in, she got knocked because the smoke wasn't deployed yet, and now the worry is all about how Nika is going to go back to her teammates because as of now it's going to be very risky. Circle is very close already. I mean, close circle has been small, it's getting smaller.
Ooh.
They're gonna come out and do the revival still. It's a big risk because I think you can see that Grims is looking right straight into them. It's whether they want to take the fight or they're gonna push. I'm not so sure.
But so far, they're really lucky that they've been able to get up their teammate. But at the same time, they're at such a quick, risky place, like what you said, because they're out in the
Mm-hmm.
open, and that's already Grims being able to uh, see them through. But if ever they'll be able to push them through, that would just mean that they will have the opportunity to actually wipe out this entire squad from ES, Fem, Mystique. But let's see if that will be the case, because so far they're just scouting the area, and also they're just taking their time here because I think that they're really confident enough that they will be able to secure them if ever the time or the right time comes.
Yep, definitely. Even though it's already the fifth circle, we are seeing still nine teams alive. Now, this is how difficult it is for this final round because all these teams are almost the same standard. They know how
Ooh,
to fight, they know how to outsmart the circle, they know how to come into the circle. It's pretty much hard to bring down one another. Look at as Fami, they have been tapped from in the first few circles that they came in, but they are still surviving. Now this says and speaks a lot about how they are choosing their areas and
Ooh.
how they are getting covered. But a grenade has already happened here between Glimpse of Asteria over to Astra Esports. Somewhere in the corners, they have been neck on neck with one another. Now Nika will try to outsmart. They got the circle, no problem with Mysterious. But about this teams that is currently right outside, especially I'm seeing a team in the waters. They've got to get himself out and then come into the circle, which is a hill.
And this time though, we're seeing IC Goddess actually separating from one another. I mean, they are self-sufficient indeed, but also that is such a risky play. But let's see if they were able to ambush or backstab anyone here from these teams, specifically from Glimpse of Asteria, if that is highly possible. But earlier on, we were able to actually see that Astra East has been able to do great pickoffs, but now they're the ones suffering. And by the kill feed, it seems like there is someone from Force Rangers East has been down by one team here. Mata Ladies, though, already being able to go for the executions here from ATG, and we are seeing some further engagements between them that they don't want to stop.
Ooh, but check it out. Look at IHC. They're so bold. They're going to come in into Meta's compound again.
Oh
Like
my.
predicted, they're going to meet again with one another in the last few circles. Victoria has been spotted already, and there's no way for her to get that revival. So leaving only Sakura. She's coming and entering into hell right now. Right in front of them is Meta. Victoria, there's no way for her to cross over. Glimpse of Astera have seen that. Take it back into the pockets of them. Now that's the particular move that I'm talking about. So when you jump and you punch in the air, you can't hear footsteps at all. It's similar to using a pen and then you creep on upon your enemy. So I probably Meta has no idea that IAC is at the back. But even if so, they don't even bother right now because the circle is
Mm-hmm.
super painful. I have no idea how IAC is going to survive. Honestly, Nenen is going to do some smoking here, trying to get her teammates into a safe area. And you know what, Meta? Just move a little bit
Ooh.
more. But I see Sakura. Very, very sneaky. She knows what she's doing, but she did not get to survive
Oh.
because of the super painful zone, like what we thought. But that's aside. At least Meta, there's nobody behind them. They have to worry about people in front right now, which is currently we're looking into two teams are stack on stack and neck on neck with one another. We're looking to four strangers and also Grims at the side. But Mysterious, they are still quite safe, I would say. They don't really have a threat. The only thing they gotta worry is to come into the circle.
I'm seeing a huge opportunity during that time as Sakura been able to go for the cover. But now there's already the encounter between the four Strangers Easters as well as Grims. They're able to get a couple of members here from the side of four Strangers Esports down, but at the same time, we're seeing some struggles that's being inflicted onto Grims as well. And we're seeing some good exchanges here, but the only problem arise if ever that someone will be able to go for the third party. I guess not, but now this is already a potential 1v1 between these two teams. For SE Martin as well as Ness will be trying to go for the counter with one another. And so far, they're just really taking advantage of all those smokes. I mean, there's still a couple more here from the side of Grinch, but there's already an opportunity for them to wipe out the members here from the side of Force Rangers Esports. But now that is heavy dash being
Ouch!
inflicted by the zone, and now they got no choice but to crawl away. And now it has been the opposite. Grim has been wiped out from that encounter.
Yep, they were too focused on the fight, forgotten about the circle. Now, this is something smart about Mysterious as Fami. They tank out the zone a little bit, but right now they are fully equipped. Look at their utilities. The helmets are not being tapped at all.
Yeah.
Vest probably, yes, a little bit. But GL, who has been fighting, they've got to face it. And in the middle right now, it's a little bit sandwich affair. It's actually Mata. Even though they got the circle, they are in the center. They don't really have a prime spot. It's not a vantage point, but we've seen how Meta fight before with engagements like this. Now they got to outsmart. And looking into Bam Bam, she already have a clue. There is a team right behind, so she's going to try to eliminate on her own. And doing all this trigger discipline we're seeing here. But GL showing a good gameplay here. They're fighting their way from the vantage point. They went down, and now again, Bam Bam is listening to all these vehicles moving right behind her, and she's going to focus onto one angle. Even though Meta only with three ladies, but this is still going to be a good fight. 3v3 v4.
Actually, I cannot get rid of the fact that there is still a possibility that Mata ladies can still dominate this one, considering that even if there's there's already a one woman down for their team, they're still capable. And other than that, they still function as a whole team on its own. But now they're just maintaining their distances. Now they've been able to spot someone here. Dita's just jumping all over, and I guess she's gonna be accepting a lot of shots here from the side of Mata Ladies, and as well as the fact that the members here from the side of Glimpse of Styria is just actually cheering their way. But at the same time, someone's not actually taking in their heels. It'll be just they're just gonna stay here and learn terrain, but at the same time letting out some shots, being able to let the other teams also wear off their assistance. But there's already some shots being deflected here
Ooh,
beside the Stereo. Six already been put down as well as Smile. And as well as the fact
ooh.
that there's already one more remaining member here by the side of Glimpse of the Stereo being able to make it in the top three. But I wonder if Manok would still be able to make this work
Ooh,
out. I guess
it's
not
short.
anymore. Oh my, two more teams.
Yep, and I could hear shotgun was being utilized earlier. So hey, you know what, Mata ladies, you know your game. They know what to do. They know what guns to carry. But this is a good fight. This is Malaysia versus Thailand. Now, two of the best leagues here are showing their skill set, and this is of course looking at the ladies and how are they going to outsmart one another. Two of them are still draw. They're sharing the same areas. Both of them are in perimeters. But I did hear one of the players from Meta earlier carried a shotgun through the last circle. Now, that's something bold that a lady would do. I mean, yes, that's the current meta, but we are seeing this displayed in the ladies. So they definitely know how to play this game, even though, this is probably into a man's kind of understanding how they play with a shotgun. I definitely want to hear the shotgun again. Now, they are just listening to each other, hoping that somebody would make a mistake. They know there's a great wall of smokes right in front of them, and they are hoping to see at least a movement or two once the smoke clears out. But so far, right now, everybody's gonna wait for one another.
I know, right? And the circle's already so small. Like, it's already reaching the distances between the two teams. And I guess it's just a matter of seconds before we would be able to go for the showdown with one another. But also, the good coverage that's been put out here by the side of ESFM with the smokes. Mystic has been able to at least put themselves a cover. But that would be giving the Mata ladies an idea of where they
Uy.
currently are. Just go for the free fires and stuff. And that is if their bullets would necessarily connect. But I am looking for high hopes for ESFM Mystic here, because if ever that they will be able to put Mata Ladies down, that will be leaving such a huge statement, because that would just mean that they're
Oh
able to
no,
shut
she
them down.
saw.
Yeah, but I guess not anymore. Oh no, they're being taken down one by one here by Mata Ladies, and I guess they're already pushing them through as
Oh
well.
god. Oh, now because of that flanking that was being done earlier, which was very smart, but she didn't expect that they could have predicted that she was there. Now, Ira, and together with her teammate, she's going to just boost up first and hoping that Meta would just make a mistake or show themselves that they can. Oh my
Oh,
god, how sneaky that was! Oh my god, again,
wow.
Meta! Oh, holy crack-a-moly, look at their gameplay, look at their game instincts. It's too much. It's like yesterday, only that we are seeing it today. It's like a deja vu, bro. How? What is gonna stop this team, Mochi?
I cannot say to be honest, because that's just how crazy they are. Like, but every team goes down their path, they're really able to go for the Thanos snap. Like, just in a snap of a finger,
I
everyone is
know.
gonna be removed, right? And they're
Yeah.
just really crazy. Mata ladies, they're just popping up every single map. And I am having high hopes for ESFM Mystique if ever they'll be able to do so. But there's something with Mata ladies that whenever they see a specific team, they treat them as a prey. And they're
Mm.
automatically the predators. Like, the moment they see something, they will let it go. Maybe there's some disengagements from here and there, especially if it is still such an early encounter in a map. They want to rack themselves up first and prepare themselves for battle. But at the same time, these ladies are just merciless.
Talking about Mercy, let's look at the elimination points. They've got 10. At number 2 is Asfami Mystique with 5. Glimpse of Asteria, again, the previous champions with 3 elimination points. Greaves from Indonesia. Oh, I would say this is actually quite astonishing on what they
Nice.
did. They got number four with six elimination points, four strangers with five elimination points, IHC from Mongolia with one elimination point, ATG with three elimination point, yes, Luna, yes, Femi, with zero elimination point, number eight. 2A with two elimination point, number 9, and number 10 is Rage from Malaysia with zero elimination point.
What a interesting match to start our day with here in the playoffs, the PUBG Mobile Open 2. And I guess that would be leaving such a great state on here for Mata Ladies. And Mata Ladies is still unformidable. I mean,
Mhm.
I personally expected more from Glimpse of Hysteria considering of how they play during the PUBG Mobile Open 1, but there's still four maps that we have to look into here, and I guess we'll be seeing more of that later on. Do you have any more takeaways here that you want to say?
Yep, definitely. I want to wait for the next game in Miramar, and it's going to be more heated out because the greater the map is, a whole lot of rotation will happen, and I wonder who will outsmart one another. And is it going to be meta all the way today, or will there be a team to stop? I mean, come on. I've been seeing IHC goddesses; they have been meeting up with meta, so I think something is going to happen. Anger will come in. So with all this anger, we're gonna see you guys right after this break and flying over to Miramar.